Okay, we're out at the home of Angela and Amy, looking at doing some Hardie plank, mainly trim, fascia, and soffit. A couple of the little other ancillary areas, also some stucco to be painted. So we're kind of looking. That's like our scope of work here. 6.5 fascia, 6.5-inch fascia. We do have drip edge exposed all the way around, so that would be part of the scope of work, is replacing all that drip edge. And then soffit, a couple options out on the table. One of those being replacing soffit or doing an overlay with Hardie soffit, or just kind of touching up, sealing, and painting existing soffit. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. Not really any siding to speak of, just stucco work and then fascia and soffit and some ancillary trim. But up top you can see we do have a little some like clear story windows up there. And then that wall is all stucco, so that would be painted. It's about 30 feet of fascia up there, about a 2 foot, maybe 2.25 foot soffit. Again, over all the windows, we have this little kind of apron, like a 6-inch apron in stucco, so all of that would be painted. Again, apron up top. Here we have this nice little sunroom. It's actually a really nice little room there. All this has been flashed, so we don't want to disrupt that. It hasn't caused any leaks up to this point, so better off just leaving it alone. There you get a good view of that second story area there. If anything, they may have left this intentionally, but if anything, maybe seal that, but I think that's probably maybe so it can breathe, so we'll let Deborah determine that. A couple more windows back there, 14-inch windows with the stucco little apron above it. And then basically it's pretty clear to see on the sunroom here where the start and stop point would be. It's exactly where the aluminum flashing is. So that's pretty straightforward. So this is the right side. It's going over to the front now. This 1x12 where the address marker is would all become Hardie 1x12. Wrap both garage door frames, including the center post. Fascia's all in good shape here. We do have a little issue, minor issue. This is pretty minor in terms of corners, but just some small rot going on there that will have to be corrected and sealed before we do our fascia overlay. Again, all that 1x12 will be replaced. Again, this is all just superficial soffit stuff. That's just paint peeling. Hopefully you can see it on the video, but that's completely correctable. It's not rotten wood, just paint peeling. Ventilation, the vents look pretty good for the most part, considering the age of the home. All of that will be painted, but we will not block any of the ventilation. We talked about gutters. These gutters will come down so we can have access to the drip, which is pretty much going to be eroded away. Pretty sure at this point, 30 years, no metal. Drip edge is probably gone. And then we'll dispose of the gutters, and we talked about, you know, maybe using long run seamless gutters if they decide to put gutters back up. All this up here is all stucco, so that would all be painted. Porch ceiling, 2 options on the porch ceiling just as a soffit. Whatever we decide to do with the soffit pretty much is what we'll do with the porch ceiling. Again, it's in good shape, nothing rotting, warping, doesn't look like we have any soft wood. So if we do Hardie porch, we'll do, or if we do Hardie soffit, we'll do Hardie porch. If we just clean up and prep and paint soffit, we'll just do the same with this porch. We will be painting this exterior. It's a garage entry door, brick mold, so we're not doing anything with the trim, but we will be painting this door. The front door, we can trim that. So this entire dark trim area will all become Hardie plank. We'll remove and reinstall the storm door so we can have access to get to that trim. We do have, Angela requested this little area right up here, kind of where the fascia dies into the chimney side. There is just some gunk up there. It was just filled with some expandable foam to kind of solve a leak issue that they had a while back. So whether we reface that with a piece of siding or something just to touch it up, I'm sure the crew would have a great idea on that. That is something that we will address as part of this. Not moving any flashing, basically just facing that so it looks much better than it does now. We do have a 4-foot beam right here that you can see right there, and that will be wrapped with Hardie plank just to prevent any kind of future rot or any issue up there. Coming over to the left and the back, same thing. We got the little Hardie, that little stucco apron above everything. Here you got a pretty good shot of the drip, no metal drip, and then our fascia. We do have some other repair issues over here. This big old chunk, looks like somebody just took a bite out of the fascia. That has to be cut out, replaced with 2x, and then we can start our fascia overlay. This, we got some rotten 1x2, but that's all coming off anyway, so no big deal there. More Hardie, or excuse me, more stucco above the window. And then we got this little area here. We actually have 3 levels of fascia. So we have this run, we have this old big old gable end almost, and then we have these 2 horizontal runs. This little area, this kind of knee wall up here, that would all be painted. That is stucco. But again, from down here, the soffit that's up there, everything looks to be in pretty good condition underneath. So again, completely recommended to just do a kind of a once over on the soffit, seal it, and paint it up. Coming around to the back, 2 perimeter doors. Those will be painted, but again, we're dealing with brick molds, so nothing we can do as far as trimming them out. But we will paint that as part of our scope of work. This vent up here, that can be retrimmed in Hardie. That's just a 1x4 over the stucco, so it's not running up to it. So we should be able to retrim that, no problem at all, as far as any kind of stucco repair or anything like that. But all the rest is just painting stucco, straightforward. There's one area, it's pretty hard to see unless you have the right angle, but this little board, this last 3 feet, 2.5 feet of soffit is somewhat falling down, and you can really see it if you look up the gable line. That's a little too dark, but it just looks like it's fallen down a little bit. So I noticed that on our initial walkthrough. So that'll be something that we can correct there as far as just tacking that up a little bit, sealing it, and then we should be good to go. But everywhere else, like I said, pretty good shape. This corner, there's been some flashing put on this corner. It already has been repaired, so that can just be, we'll probably cut that out, replace it, and then continue on with our fascia overlay. So that's pretty much the extent of the scope of work. Angela, Amy, we appreciate you having us out, and we look forward to working with you guys on your project. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.